Hey, peace family. I am not on the other side of this video today. I'm just going to do a quick one here because I wanted to share some of my process, and I'm going to get into this another day discussing this, but I have used plant medicine in the past in order to help like with certain processes of healing. And actually, plant medicine, entheogenic plant medicine very specifically, was something that I used in order to heal when I had breast cancer. And I didn't use any medications at all in order to heal that. So I am even more of a proponent of plant medicine than I was before that had happened to me. So I just kind of wanted to like share this with you guys. So I went to, there's a crystal store. Sorry, it's like super loud in here. The TV is on and the dog's barking, but I'm going to keep going anyway. But this is blue lotus flower, and blue lotus is something that was used in ancient Egypt in Kemet. This was a plant medicine also for them. So I'm going to just show you guys. This is something you can order blue lotus flowers online. I've tried this twice before in the past, and the first time I tried it, I had no instructions about how to use it or anything like that, so I didn't know kind of what to do, so I made it into a tea because I figured it's like herbs, leaves, flower leaves, and that it can be made into a tea. But in fact, after that time, when it really didn't do anything for me at all, I was sharing the experience with somebody. That was about 10 years ago. And I was sharing the experience with somebody, and they were telling me that actually blue lotus specifically, like certain other elements, but blue lotus specifically uses alcohol, just like a lot of tincture. That's why herbs are made into tinctures. There are certain components and compounds inside some plants that are withdrawn better using different components. So like some things are best drawn out with water, some things are best drawn out, some things are fat soluble, so they come out better using like oils or things like that, and other things are best using ether products like alcohol. So I got my blue lotus flower today. I found it randomly by accident while I was at the crystal store buying crystals. So I swung by the liquor store and I found the most like pure, I don't really know much about, pure liquors. I haven't really researched that. So I just had a look around the store and found the most pure looking one that I could find. It's kind of, they care about where the grains come from. American Grains doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence because it's possibly Monsanto, but I'm hoping, the company, oops, sorry about that, I just knocked it over. So yeah, I took a chance on this one here because this one says that it is quadruple distilled and it's charcoal filtered. And I've had a lot of success with charcoal, using that myself. So I guess if it matters to them to filter their grains through charcoal, that might come out to be a good one. So what I'm going to do is empty out this blue lotus got a mason jar here. You can get a mason jar. You can get mason jars from the dollar store. Make sure it's glass. Anytime you're working with any herbs or anything, you're going to want to make sure that you're working with glass and not with any kind of plastic. You can use glass or you can also use ceramic. I wouldn't recommend any other substances except those. Anything to do with wood is going to be too porous and it's going to absorb some of your materials, and anything made of plastic is going to leach chemicals into whatever it is that you're working with. So there we go. So I've emptied out the whole bag of lotus. This is a ½ ounce. It's mostly kind of like just petals and the stamens and pistils and things like that. So it's very light, so it makes like a good sized amount. And then I'm just going to fill it. So what you're supposed to do when you're making like any kind of like herbal mixture or tincture, you generally pour it so that the alcohol comes up about 1 inch above the amount of like product that you have in your container. So here we are, got blue lotus flower in here, and so I'm just going to seal this jar. Close that up right there. All right, I'm going to give that a little shake. All right, so now that I've made this, okay, let me just take it. I'll show you where I'm going to go. So now that this has been made, this is actually going to come outside with me. So the blue lotus flower, or any tinctures that you're working with, you're going to want to have that somewhere. The very best place that you can have your herbs is going to be somewhere in the sun. So this jar, I'm going to have this jar sealed up, and I'm going to put it out back over here so that it's kind of like safe from the dog, from the elements, from whatever else might be going on over the next days. Last night we had a hard rain, and so, you know, I got to make sure that the jar is like rainproof and everything. So it's sealed nice and tight. Let me just open it and reseal it just so I'm extra sure. There we go. All right, all sealed super, super tight. And I'm gonna stick this under here, and I'm kind of like appreciating this little spot right here too, because, you know, all the leaves and all the foliage and everything that's going on over here will kind of like guard it and protect it. For those of you who think I'm nuts or who aren't aware yet that plants and flowers and trees and everything like that have feelings and you know, energies that they give off and things like that, then definitely go and check that out. You want to research that. But anyway, I'm aware of that already, so I'm going to stick my blue lotus flower over here, and it's going to stay here for 7 days. Or it's going to stay somewhere, but anyway, it's going to be there. So when the morning sun, like there's like a good amount of sun. I'm in Florida here in Jacksonville, and there's like a good amount of sun that comes through this part of the yard through almost the entire day. You know, it's late now, but so that jar will get the heat and the light, and I'm going to come back for that in 7 days. So I'll definitely make another video of this when I actually go and pick up the jar and open it. And then I'm going to do another video where I share the actual experience of, you know, of like what it comes out like. So yeah, let me see. I'm not looking very video worthy right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the video right there, and I'm not going to sign off with my face until a little bit later. But I just wanted everybody, I just wanted to share this process, because I think, number one, taking the time to get to understand like herbs and how we use them and what they're for is a really big deal. You know, there are so many more people catching on to natural medicine in general, but I think it's really important too, the place of entheogens as a plant medicine. And by entheogens, I'm talking about like mushrooms, peyote, different elements like that. There are elements that I'm just discovering that were used in ancient Egypt and used in Kemet that were very, very powerful, enlightening and awakening plant medicines. And that's a lot of what's woven into their culture, a lot of the symbolism that regular Egyptologists it goes right over their head, because they have no idea anything to do with entheogens, with plant medicine. So all of that symbolism was kind of lost, and it's just coming back. And actually, so blue lotus flower is one of them. It's a very mild entheogen. It's not like, you know, I'm not going to drink this blue lotus tincture that I've made and, you know, and go out into hyperspace or anything like that. But it just opens up the portals. And a lot of the work that I've been called to do has to do with like very specifically with opening these 14 portals, which was written about in a book called The Book of Gates. And I'll be discussing more about the Book of Gates. I'm actually setting up a course to for anybody who's interested in opening up those portals, because there's a lot of healing that can be done by understanding the way to open those portals and the way to bring the serpent power, raise the serpent power energy up into the portals, because it changes your whole emotional landscape. It changes your body physically. It reverses your age process. So there's like a lot to know about that, and I've been working with that. I've actually been working with modalities of immortality for, I guess, about 30 years now. I've been practicing immortality, and I'll go into that in another video also. But I do want to say that, like, you know, understanding entheogens and understanding what their purpose is in our healing process, and then once we get to a place where we feel at peace with our level of healing, we can also go beyond healing and actually start to like go into other realms where like we are opening up ourselves into a higher state of being and just becoming superhuman, and especially becoming superhuman compared to what's going on right now. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to sign off there, because I'm sure nobody wants to continue staring at a jar, even though I'm speaking in the background. So I'll sign off there. I just wanted to share that. Thank you guys for watching. Love you.